So you see the writing on the wall. You're in way over your head. You're gonna drown in the things that you said. Time is coming.
You know, well, never mind. I'll get into that later. What up, guys? It's tons of fun. Giving my Bound for Glory thoughts and review right here on my YouTube page, my glorious YouTube page, as it were. Please comment and subscribe, guys. I love hearing your comments. I love. By the way, we got a shout out going to let's see, a couple people commented on my last post on Facebook. Liz, how you doing, honey? We got, let's see, Josh Stats. What up, Josh? And we have Demo Man, aka Brian Little. Thank you guys for going to my Facebook page, commenting, and thank you guys for watching my videos. I appreciate that. I'd like to get more subscribers because, well, actually, I don't know, because I hear that there's a, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw this out there because I don't want to violate any of the rules. It's a fucking internet show, anyway. The rules, but I hear there's an award show out there coming up. You know, just a little bird told me in my ear. And I hear they have this thing called the Evan Bourne Award, which is for their, you know, up and coming guy who has less than 500 subscribers. Well, I don't know how many I have. Just proves that to you. Anyway, just throw that out there. Not trying to violate any of the rules. Just throwing my name, you know, my name into the ring. Not even throwing my name into the ring, because you're not allowed to throw your name into the ring according to the woman who set it up. Anyway, I'm going to give you my Bound for Glory thoughts right here on my glorious YouTube page, guys. My overall thoughts of the pay-per-view? Okay. I've seen worse, but we've also seen a lot better from TNA. Guys, I mean, I don't know what we can do, but we got to stick together on this, as far as they would say, because, wow, that ending segment, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to be the only one in the world that says it, but I like it. I like it a lot. I like the fact that Jeff Hardy's a heel now, and a lot of people are, you know, going to sit there and go, oh, why you say that? He's like the number 2 guy in the company. It doesn't make sense for him to turn heel. Let me ask you this. This can be your question of the day. Would you be saying the same thing if John Cena turned full-fledged heel right now in WWE? No. The fact of the matter is, we're begging for a John Cena heel turn. We need a John Cena heel turn. We want a John Cena heel turn. And I think, before this is all said and done, we might get that John Cena heel turn. TNA, now you can make the argument that TNA just did this to combat the John Cena heel turn, and that, okay, and, love how I went into Mr. Garrison, but, they could just do this because WWE did it. No, I think they've had plans from day one to do this with Jeff Hardy. The fact that Hulk Hogan was incapacitated has nothing to do with it. And, but we'll get into that. Match number 1 on this card, which featured 8 matches. And I'm not even going to go into the angle. I will go into the angles. Your TNA World Tag Team Champion match, Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me. Your typical TNA flip-flop and fly tag match. That's all I'm going to say. It was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good because I enjoy that style of wrestling. It's just so typical now. You knew what you were going to get out of these 4 guys. Did you really expect to get anything more than what you got? Did you expect anything less than what you got? It was what it was. You know, it matched up on TV just like it would have matched up on paper. So, anyway, the Motor City Machine Guns go over and are still your TNA World Tag Team Champions, and we already know who their opponents are. I'm going to go ahead and bring up this segment now because it ties along in it. Team 3D announcing their retirement, saying that they just want to go ahead and have one more match with the Tag Champions. And, of course, you know, daggone Mike Tenay and Taz get into this whole battle on the commentary on the headsets about why they should or shouldn't do it, blah, blah, blah. Team 3D have been stale for me for the last 5 years, folks. Thank you. They're not the end-all, be-all. Your TNA Knockouts Championship match with your special guest referee, the hometown girl for me, Mickie James. Tara defeated Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, and Madison Rayne. And, I'm glad Tara won. But we know where she's going. She's going to feud right with Mickie James. And, yeah, what can I say? Blah. And those of you who do star reviews, what the fuck is a 4-star match? Can anybody explain to me what a 4-star match really is? No. So I don't give stars. I've given up on giving stars or ratings. I'll just tell you whether I think it's good or bad. This match, the women's match, was okay. The first match, it was good. This third match, and I love how the TNA gets all of its filler out of the way so they can just full bore burn out that crowd. You know? Inc. Jesse New and Shannon Moore defeated Eric Young and OJ Orlando Jordan. Why was this even on the pay-per-view? Why? So we could get Eric Young over as a nutcase? He already is a nutcase. He's doing the same damn gimmick he did pretty much before he tried to become Chris Jericho. And that didn't work. Number 4, Jay Lethal defeated Doug Williams. I really haven't, it's blah. It's blah. Come on. It's just, if I was to give this a star rating, it'd be a half. It's so typical and predictable. Everybody is on this kick about the X Division with TNA, the X Division. Oh, WCW highlighted the Cruiserweights. But even back then, it got to be predictable. How many times can you see a suicide dive, for Christ's sakes, before it becomes boring? You've seen one guy do it in TNA, you've seen 50 more do it in TNA. And whatever Japanese guy they're going to probably bring in next week, he'll do one too, but he'll add a half twist. Oh, but they'll call it a tope because it goes over the top rope. Who cares? Rob Van Dam versus Abyss in the Monsters Ball match. Rob Van Dam goes over on this one after hitting Abyss in the stomach with Janice and doing the 5-star frog splash. I liked this. And I'll give you a reason why I like it. Because really, Van Dam, I really haven't seen Van Dam. Yeah, he came from ECW. But I've never really seen Van Dam get hardcore when you think about it. I mean, I'm sure people are going to go, oh, but you got to watch this match from ECW. And you got to watch this match from that was back in the day, guys. In his WWE run and in his TNA run, what has he done that's hardcore? Really nothing. Again, how many times can you see the Rolling Thunder before it gets boring? Handicap match. Sting, Kevin Nash, and the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, defeated Samoa Joe and Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett refused to tag Joe in. You should have seen this coming, guys, after the whole match. He's sitting there hamming it up. Jarrett is sitting there hamming it the whole match. Come on, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Come on. I saw it coming a mile away. After Jarrett walks out, Sting, Nash, and Pope, they try to befriend Joe. And Joe just turns around and starts fighting again. Why do I have a feeling that you're going to see Joe and Sting as your loners? You're going to see them both up in the rafters. They've both been singled out. Nash is gone. What do you do with the Pope after this? Oh, who the hell cares? That dude's not the end-all, be-all either. Hate to break it to you guys. He's not that good in my opinion. After this, Team 3D made their sappy-ass announcement. Who cares? They're not the best in my opinion. You're overdone. You're no better than Ric Flair. You're a tag team version of Ric Flair. Go away. I'm on fire tonight, ain't I? Lethal Lockdown match. They should call this the boring go take a nap match because this match dragged on for fucking ever. EV2 versus Fortune. You know, you have Brian Kendrick up on there doing this shit, whatever the fuck this is, yucking, daggone, rocking back and forth. Get a haircut, you hippie. Anyway, I actually like the stuff with Flair and Foley on the outside if it means anything. And I like, you know, Raven's looking old these days, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Best thing on the card followed this match, though. TNA World Heavyweight Championship. If Angle loses, he leaves pro wrestling. Jeff Hardy defeated Kurt Angle and Mr. Anderson. You know, they have a real good match, and this is what I can't stand. A lot of people on the YWC, whatever the fuck that is, the YouTube wrestling community, I hate that shit. It's the IWC. The YWC is part of the IWC. We are all the internet wrestling community because anybody can get on here and post a comment. Anyway, good match until Bischoff comes down. This is what everybody's saying. It's a good match. They were having a clash. I'm sorry. That three-way was no different than if you go back like 4 years ago and watch any other three-way or that was on pay-per-view at the time. It's no different. Spot after spot after spot. Kurt Angle has turned into nothing but a spot monkey, folks. Yes, I said it. I'm serious. Run the ropes. Hit the elbow. Then pop back up, I'm going to hit you with my elbow. You're going to pop back up, I'm going to hit you with a Uranagi, but you're going to block the Uranagi, land on your knees, pop back up, hit me with a Stone Cold Stunner, and we're both going to lay there until we get up and do the next one. Flip, flop, and fly. I'm sick of it. No psychology. None. Somebody's going to say, Joe, you're talking out of your ass. Well, maybe. Here's my opinion. It was your typical TNA three-way match. Your typical TNA... I'm sorry. Now, you know, people talk about the WCW or WWE style of wrestling. This was your TNA style of wrestling, folks. No structure. No daggone psychology. Just get in there. Everybody hit anything. Get your shit in and get out. That's all this was. Anyway, Bischoff comes down, goes to fuck around with a chair, whatever he's doing. Planning on sitting there reading a book. You might as well, because, you know, anyway. And then Hogan's music hits, and as soon as Hogan's music hit, you should have known what was happening. I said it on my prediction of who was they, that they're in the same building that daggone 14 years ago the NWO was created. Hogan comes down, passes the crutch, Hardy hits Anderson, Hardy hits Angle, Hardy hits Anderson with the twist of fate. 1, 2, 3. They come in, you know, they being Bischoff, Hogan, Hardy, Abyss, and Jarrett. You come in, bam, there's your they, and everybody goes, oh, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I paid all the money for the ticket and they do the same old thing. No, it's not. Did they once call themselves the band or the NWO? No. This is nothing like the NWO, folks. And maybe now that he's a heel, I have to clear something up, Jeff Meacham. Maybe now that he's a heel, we'll get a good promo out of Hardy. Imagine that, folks. We actually get a damn good promo out of Jeff Hardy. Where do we go from here? That's the question I always, I've been getting asked the last 24 hours is, where do we go from here? Well, folks, I've already told you what to do with Sting and Joe. You make them your loner faction. You team those two up, and you make them your loner faction. And you have those two go up for a year. A year. Without daggone saying a word. In fact, I'd want them off my TV for 3 months. You make them come back, and you've already set up a feud with Jarrett and Abyss, or Jarrett and Hardy versus Sting and Joe. Hogan is going to now attempt to take over TNA. That paper that you signed, Dixie, was not a firing notice. It wasn't a pink slip. It was a title shot. So maybe you'll get Abyss versus Hardy in there, you know. I don't know how that's going to add to their faction heat, but or maybe it's a new contract, maybe not a title shot. You just signed Abyss to a new 3-4 year contract, making X amount of dollars. You go from here. EV2, bye-bye. Fortune, who cares? I mean, do they really? I think Fortune and EV2 are the two that I'm going to get, or the two main storylines that's going to get shafted on this. You're going to have Rob Van Dam versus Jeff Hardy next month for the TNA title. Maybe I'm just rambling on, but I don't, you know. It is what it is. I'm glad to see a Hardy heel turn. And the reason why I say I'm glad, and for all of you that go, Dad, good, you don't take the top babyface in the company who's making you all that merchandise. Screw all the merchandise. Does TNA really make a whole lot of money out of Jeff Hardy merchandise? It's not going to make them or break them, folks, if they lose a couple t-shirt sales. Because now you've got Kennedy and you've got Angle to take his place. Maybe even Samoa Joe. Overall, I just, you know, I think this pay-per-view was good. Some parts of it dragged. I think they needed to space out the main events because from Monsters Ball all the way down until daggone the TNA World Championship match, the only filler that you had in between the two matches was Brother Ray and Brother Devon coming down to make their speech. From what I've heard, the crowd on the ending literally shat on it, saying same old shit and all this. It's not the same old shit, guys. I don't think they're going to treat it like an NWO angle. They're not. And if they do, they're idiots. Coming up later tonight, we're going to have my Raw thoughts, and I'm going to, again, you know, I heard this, again, that birdie about the YWC awards. I'll put the link down there. I don't get what a YWC award is. I mean, am I just going to go, thank you for this lovely Evan Bourne award. I'm glad you all voted for me. I need a moment. I'll be right back. We'll see you tonight with Raw.
I can